I'm Crystal Good, and I'm going to be reading Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, Chapter 4. The advice from the caterpillar. The caterpillar and Alice looked at each other. The caterpillar had its arms folded. It was smoking a long pipe called a hookah. Finally, it took the hookah out of its mouth and spoke. "Who are you?" the caterpillar asked. "I hardly know," said Alice. "I knew when I woke up this morning, but I have changed so many times since then, I can't possibly be the same." "Explain yourself," said Caterpillar. "I can't explain myself," said Alice, "because I'm not myself, you see." "I don't see," said Caterpillar. "I don't understand it either," said Alice. "Being many different sizes in a day is confusing." "It is," said Caterpillar. "Maybe you don't think so yet," Alice replied, "but once you make a cocoon and become a butterfly, you might think differently." "No," said Caterpillar, "I won't." Alice was starting to find the caterpillar annoying, and she turned away. "Come back," said Caterpillar. "I have something important to say." This sounded promising to Alice. She turned around again. "Keep your temper," said Caterpillar. "Is that all?" Alice asked, trying to keep her temper. "No," said Caterpillar. "What size would you like to be?" asked the caterpillar. "I should like to be a little larger," said Alice. 3 inches is just too small." "It is a very good height indeed," said Caterpillar angrily, stretching up to its full length, which was exactly 3 inches. "But I'm not used to it," Alice cried. She wished the creatures in this place didn't get upset so angrily. "You'll get used to it," said Caterpillar. It yawned and shook itself. Then it got down from the mushroom. "One side will make you grow taller. The other side will make you grow shorter," the caterpillar said, crawling into the grass. "One side of what? The other side of what?" thought Alice. "Of the mushroom," said the caterpillar. As if Alice had spoken it out loud, in another moment it was gone. Alice looked at the mushroom, trying to figure out the 2 sides of it. Did a round mushroom have 2 sides? Finally, she put her arms around it as far as they would go and broke off a bit of the edges with each hand. And now which is which?" she asked herself. Alice nibbled a bit of the mushroom from the right hand. She started shrinking. Right away, she nibbled a bit of the mushroom from the left hand and grew. She went on nibbling back and forth until she was her normal size. It felt quite strange at first, but she got used to it quickly. She began walking through the woods again. "There's half my plan done," Alice said as she walked. "Now for the second half. All I have to do is get into the beautiful garden. I wonder how I shall find it." Just after she said this, she came to an open place in the woods. In it was a little house about 4 feet tall. "I will never do to meet whoever lives there while I'm this height. It would frighten them away too much." Alice went back into the woods. She still had 2 pieces of the mushroom in her hands, so she nibbled from each again until she was 9 inches high. She put what was left of the mushroom pieces in her pocket. Alice peeked around the trees at the little house. While she was wondering what to do next, a fish dressed in a coat and a hat and a wig rushed out of the woods. He went and rapped on the door of the house. A dressed-up frog in a wig answered the door. Alice crept away a little out of the woods to see what was happening. The fish pulled out a giant letter. It was nearly as big as he was. He handed it to the frog. "For the Duchess," the fish said. "It is an invitation to play croquet with the queen." "For the Duchess," the frog repeated. "An invitation to play croquet with the queen." Then both the fish and the frog bowed low. The curls on their wigs got tangled together. They struggled to get apart. At this, Alice began to laugh. She laughed so hard that she had to run back into the woods so that the fish and the frog wouldn't hear her. When she next peeped out, the fish was gone. The frog sat on the ground staring at the sky. Alice went to the door and knocked. "There is no use for knocking for 2 reasons," said the frog. "1, I am on the same side of the door as you, and 2, because it is so loud inside, no one could possibly hear you." Alice listened. The frog was right. From inside the house came a lot of noise. It sounded like howling and sneezing at the same time. And every few minutes came a terrific crash, as if something had been broken into pieces. "Please then," said Alice, How am I to get in? Just open the door, and a large plate sailed out. It grazed the frog's nose and broke on a tree behind him. I shall sit here, said the frog, on and off for days and days. That's all very well, said Alice, but what am I to do? Anything you like, said the frog. He began whistling. Oh, there is no use talking to him, Alice said to herself, and she opened the door and went in.